Okay, we're ready to get started in the afternoon. And Angie, Deputy Superintendent Stallings, are you up? Okay, well, I thought... Oh, we had it ordered as, yeah, we probably need to do consent calendar. It's ordered this way. Do we need to make a motion to adjust the order? Oh, I see. Yeah, we don't want to end up with not being able to do. Yeah, let's go ahead with the agenda the way it's set, and then, I don't know if we lose people, you guys don't leave. Or at least let us know if you got to head out so that we can end early. I know Matt's got to leave it at 4 o'clock, so we'll need to get to the consent calendar before then. Matt has to leave. I'm just saying we need to make sure we have enough to complete the consent calendar. We'll start on our agenda. If we think we're going to lose people, then we'll, yeah. You have to leave at 3? Oh, okay. Okay, so if we get, Board Member Lair. Yeah, that's a, yeah. Okay, perfect. Deputy Superintendent Scott Jones is going to start us with our funding. So the monthly budget, is that where you're talking, or with legislative?
Okay, Madam Chair, members of the board, Deputy Superintendent of Operations Scott Jones. I can start with the monthly budget report at your direction.
No, go ahead with what?
Well, if we can pull it up.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I lost internet, so I can't bring up this report.
Yeah, I did too. So, hang on a sec. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Angie got it. Yeah.
So I'm just getting word. Kristen Norton has indicated she has to leave at 3:30. So we're gonna do these things up until about 2:30, and then we'll go with anything we have to take action on, and then we can come back to other items. So go ahead. I'm not saying race through it. I'm just saying we need to get to the ones we need to have. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
The Utah State. Go ahead, ma'am. Yeah, we're good now. I'm good. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Utah. Oh, God. The Utah State Board, did I already say I said my name. Deputy Superintendent of Operations Scott Jones. This is the monthly budget report. We provide this for the board, not only board members, but also the public. I can attest that the Utah State Board of Education is fiscally sound. We can meet all of our commitments and obligations. As you see, here is the report. This is quite a lengthy report. Our plan was, if we had got to this yesterday, was to show you the new format that this will be in, or the new format we'll be presenting starting next month. So what we'll do at your direction, ma'am, is just forgo that because I don't have Deborah here and Sue Mack's not available. So if we can just, not do that this month and just go ahead and move that to next month, that being the demonstration of the new format. Much more user-friendly. Don't have to scroll through so many pages to see the budget, that type of thing. So we'll just defer that to next month if that's okay, Madam Chair. Okay. So subject to any questions or concerns with the monthly budget report, I can segue to the discretionary report at your direction.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, if we could pull that up. So I know there's been, from my vantage point as your comptroller, I really appreciate all of the interest in using these funds allowably and appropriately. We've done a lot of work together on that, and it does not go unnoticed. The legislature really, the legislative fiscal analysts track our balances really well. So this is the COVID presentation. There should be a discretionary funds in report in there, isn't there? Like, for the oh no, you're fine. That's okay. This is an integral part of it. But I usually go discretionary and then just make a note that this is in there for the board members. Perfect. You don't have the discretionary funds report, ma'am? Through the chair? Oh, that's why. Okay.
All of, for board members who may be online,
all right.
all of the backup, you have didn't pull over, so you have to go to the February 1st to get the backup.
So it's there, but it's just on yesterday's agenda.
Yes, it's there. It's just on yesterday's meeting.
Okay. All right. Well, I can still do the discretionary
Yeah.
funds report. On the upper right-hand corner is the available funds. Today in Finance Committee, there was a request for use of those funds. So next month, if the board passes that recommendation from the Finance Committee, of course, we'll update that. So any questions or subject to any questions or concerns, this completes the discretionary funds portion.
Can you
of the
can you
budget.
tell us what that funding was
Oh,
requested
yeah,
for?
yes, ma'am. So there was an agenda item in Finance Committee for consideration of the Finance Committee for the board to award bonuses to our staff. I wasn't in the Finance Committee, but my understanding is the Finance Committee passed it out with a favorable recommendation. I think it was 4-0. So then it comes before you in front of the whole board. If you approve the Finance Committee recommendations, then that source of funding is from the tax delay funds. Subject to, yeah, of course, we wouldn't do anything without the board's direction. So
Yeah, that'll come before us next month, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I just want to point out from or just if I may, respectfully remind everyone that the process is for all requests for use of these funds to go through the Finance Committee. Once it goes through the once the requests are made for any use of the available funds in the upper right-hand corner, then depending on what the Finance Committee recommends or approves, then that's the next month typically. This month there was a continuation of the December Finance Committee where motions were made that came in front of in December. Motions were made in December in the Finance Committee related to use of discretionary funds. The board heard those in your January meeting, but due to time constraints, it was moved to this month. And so that's why that trail or that process takes place. But again, I just want to make sure everybody's aware that you can come to us at any time and make a request for consideration of use of these funds for research, for projects, and you can see the status of all the projects that you've approved in the past in the main body of this particular backup. Subject to any questions or concerns, Madam Chair, that concludes the discretionary funds portion.
Okay. Are there any,
Oh,
let me check
sorry.
real quick, any
Yeah,
questions
sure.
or anything? Any online? Okay,
Ne-
go ahead.
Okay, so then the last piece in the backups is, of course, the CARES Act COVID funding update. There's not a detailed drill down or presentation this month, but we do want to make sure that you're aware and that the public is aware that that's the latest and greatest from our great staff, fantastic staff that's been just on top of this. Lots of kudos from the auditors. I think there's some more reports coming out in the future, but we anticipate some very favorable findings on how well we manage and control these funds. Subject to any questions on that particular portion of the monthly budget report, that concludes my overall report to the board.
All right, Board Member Lair, do you have a
Sorry,
question?
I just can't find the CARES Act stuff. Did that have to be pulled over? I'm looking in yesterday's agenda. And
Go ahead and click on it.
I'm looking there. I'm just trying to figure out. There's that.
Okay, Board Member Bogus, do you have a question?
Yes, through the chair, ma'am, I would love it if Superintendent Jones could tell us, and maybe now is not the appropriate time, so I'm asking a little bit. I've received some constituent questions about the rolling up, the rolling down. That really doesn't affect this. That needs to be saved for the legislative part. Is that what my understanding? Okay, then I'm going to save that question until
Okay.
later.
Perfect. Board Member Lair, do you have a question now?
No.
Okay, perfect. Okay. That's it. All right.